So you Scorpios have the Queen of Cups, the Hierophant, Seven of Cups, the World, the Ace of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing here for you Scorpios is the Queen of Cups, the Hierophant, the Seven of Cups. These are about how a lot of you Scorpios okay, so the Queen of Cups, thinking that a lot of you were a little bit too relaxed within, I should say, the past couple of years. Obviously, part of it too, part of the relaxation or not feeling like you've been doing enough to find a partner comes from how you Scorpios have been approaching it, right? Due to the lack of knowledge. So as a result, as a result, the Hierophant and the Seven of Cups, a lot of you Scorpios are planning on changing that up right now. A lot of you Scorpios are going to speak to people more than what it is that you're normally used to. Like I said, a whole new change up is happening for a lot of you Scorpios. And the reason why it is I'm saying that is because the Queen of Cups is about, again, look at how this Queen is relaxed. Now, I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, but what I'm saying is that, you know, too much of anything can be a bad thing. You know what I mean? So a lot of you Scorpios, you know, you know, Scorpio can be a little bit of a person that doesn't necessarily that is rigid. You know, y'all can be a little bit rigid in how it is that y'all interact with others. And you know, that's a very touchy subject in that regard, because with that being said, what happens is that because of that, a lot of you Scorpios can end up interacting with people where it's almost like when you interact with them, it's like it's difficult sometimes to interact with you Scorpios. And like I said before, it's not because we don't necessarily, other zodiac signs don't necessarily want to get to know you, but what it is that when, you know, when someone is looking to talk to you, you know, due to the shyness in certain areas, a lot of you Scorpios will decide to not do anything, right? Just kind of let the opportunity slide on by. But then when it comes to getting to know other people, you Scorpios will go after somebody, right? That's that Mars energy. But at the same time, even though that's the case, even though that is the case, it's also a situation where, are you really going after somebody to talk to them, to get to know them, right? Or is it that you doing it because you're doing it for the chase? You're doing it to get, you know, to get your ego stroked, you know? And the Hierophant and the Seven of Cups is about, you need to, if you're gonna talk to people, you need to be able to do it for the correct reasons. You know, don't just be out here trying to essentially speak to people, and your whole causality or the reason why you're speaking to people in the first place is just, you know what I mean, to get the skins, if you catch my drift. You know, gotta use all these different words, but to get the skins, right? To get some short time hangout sessions, right? So the thing about it is that the World and the Ace of Pentacles now is about, so since that's the case, understand what's important to you, right? Start to become more familiar with what exactly is really important to you, because you're going to be out here, Scorpio. You're going to be out here more, talking to more people, putting yourselves out there more is what it is that I'm seeing. Some of you are already doing it. You know, you're ahead of the curve. You know, a lot of y'all are already doing it. Talking to others, right? A lot. And the Six of Wands and the Four of Pentacles represents, but at the same time not necessarily getting anything, some of you, but you will continue to get to know others for sure. Oh, and the Ace of Wands, just kind of staying clear of the difficulties, right? The types of people who would want to get in your way from the types of people who secretly like you, but trying to make hanging out with them more of a problem than it is an actual solution. And a lot of you Scorpios are trying to do your best to stay away from people that represents this Ace of Wands. People who just, you know, being with them is like a job. It's like a full-blown job, right? And the last thing that you Scorpios really want to do is be out here, be in a particular situation where you feel like you got to take care of somebody, especially when you got to take care of somebody. Sorry about that. Especially when you have your own stuff that you got to deal with, right? Job, your rent, right? Whatever kind of, whatever kind of payments you have, your responsibilities. Last thing you want to do is take care of somebody. You know, so many people talk about taking care of. Why can't we look out for each other? I'm not taking care of anybody, and that's just, that's fair, because you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not my little one, you know? Now, if you were my little one, you know, then I would take care of you, but you got to look out for me, you know? You got to have my back, truthfully, and I'll have yours. But take care of somebody? Nah, that's a dub. That's a dub, because then that means that you're lesser. If that's the case, you're lesser. So it's like, no, I'm not gonna treat you like you lesser. You're gonna have to, you gotta show up. You know what I mean? And the Ace of Wands, this is about how, you know, a lot of people, they don't necessarily want to show up in that sense. They want to be in a situation with you Scorpios where they figure if you won't notice them and be in a relationship with them, they'll make you an enemy to get the attention. But then you have the Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. Y'all, come on now. Y'all know those types of people. Y'all know these types of people here, Ace of Wands, that people that bother you and get on y'all nerves, you know, whether it's in school, whether it's at the job, you know, whether it's you know, people that you know well enough that just give you a difficult time, give you problems, and you sitting up there trying to figure out what is this person's issue with you. But I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's not that they really have a legitimate gripe with you. They secretly in love with you. But the problem is that they don't want to come to terms with what that means and to actually do anything constructively about it. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna give you a difficult time. They're gonna give you a harsh time. You know. So the Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles represents. So you Scorpios continuing to date. I mean, to be honest with y'all, it's really up to y'all as far as if you get somebody. Obviously, you know what I mean? If I see that y'all are going to be hanging out with somebody and that's what the cards come up with, then that's what it is I'm going to report on. But for the zodiac signs in general, I'm just seeing how a lot of you zodiac signs, y'all are just out here dating. You know what I mean? And just trying to see where everybody is coming from that you interact with. And I'm just seeing how a lot of the zodiac signs are just in general, right? The zodiac signs in general are just not interacting with people that are decent. And y'all are starting to realize what it is now I'm talking about is the truth. That the majority of people out here playing games. The majority of people run game on others. And it's very difficult to really interact with a person that's truly decent, that isn't trying to, that could per se, but isn't trying to run those types of games. You know what I mean? It's just interested in just doing them and living their life. Because see, people who run game are people who ultimately they can't move forward with their life because their growth has been stunted. in essence. They have to, constantly, they have to make relevance out of petty things, due to the fact that due to the fact that they've made their life extra hard, because their mind is always on some duplicity instead of them, you know what I mean? Because it takes up mental space, right? To be double-minded like that. So if y'all can picture, and I'm sure you can, if you can picture a laptop, and having a lot of tabs open on the laptop, what's going to happen to that laptop? Even if the laptop is fast, you're going to have, depending on how fast it is, you may have it being sluggish, because you got so many tabs open. These people are thinking about so many different things. So it'll be a situation where, boom, they're thinking about how to run game on somebody, how to get somebody caught up so that the person doesn't leave them. And it's like, you ain't got to do all that. Then they'll have to work a job. All of that type of stuff takes mental space. It takes like thinking about it. You know what I mean? It burns energy. You know what I mean? Like, thinking about stuff actually burns energy. Your body is burning energy all the time. It just depends on what it is that you want to do. How do you want to exhaust or use that energy up and then refuel that energy into your body? But then when you have people out here playing games, my dear Scorpios, that's a dub, because at the end of the day, how do you expect the outcome? How do these people expect the outcome to be? So let's clarify some of these cards. So many people want to be millionaires, billionaires, and they're in love with the lifestyle, the riches. But it's like, are they willing to put themselves in a line of fire, in that position where they're willing to put in all of that amount of hours of work? So let's clarify some of these cards here. I ain't trying to be babbling or rambling, but let's clarify the Ace of Wands. King of Cups, the Emperor, the Queen of Cups, and the Four of Cups. Right. So the King of Cups, the Emperor, both of these people on these two separate cards are the same person. But anyway, the point is that the King of Cups and the Emperor, you Scorpios, right? When people come at you with the snarky remarks, the disrespect, the difficulties of how it is that you Scorpios choose to pick people, and how it is, because I'm seeing a lot of people going to be upset at the fact that you Scorpios are not choosing them. I'm not even going to lie. You're going to have some people who going to be upset that you're going to be like, nah, that's a dub. They just not getting the call. None of that type of stuff. And they're going to be mad. They're going to be upset. They're going to be sitting up there thinking to themselves, well, what in the world going on? What is going on? And the Queen of Cups and the Four of Cups represents, well, the reason for that in the first place is because the Queen of Cups and the Four of Cups is, why it is that how you pick people. And you don't have to justify for anybody. If somebody asks and it's coming from a place of honesty, go ahead and answer the question. The reason why it is that you didn't pick them is because X, Y, Z. I didn't pick some of the people that I was kicking it with at one point because they would try hard to not get to know me. They would try hard to not get to know me, right? They come up with excuses. So, stuff like this. So, it doesn't really matter how upset certain people get, Scorpio, because at the end of the day, you're supposed to know why it is that you don't want to get to know them. The point is, you didn't pick them. So they shouldn't have a problem at all, especially if, they're so much better than you, right? Because that's a narrative that people run game, try to play, that they're always better than the people that they're hanging out with. So why are you hanging out with them? Anyway, so let's clarify the Knight of Pentacles. Uh-oh. Got the Knight of Pentacles, got the Knight of Cups. This is New York. The Eight of Cups, Six of Swords, the Knight of Wands. So this is a developing neighborhood, so please ignore the noise outside. They doing some form of construction. Anyway, this is New York. Anyway, the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Cups now represent, so yeah, like, so you're on to other people who are not in relationships and could potentially give you better interactions, you know, like you have a better time. The Six of Swords and the Nine of Wands. And those people, I'll say this, you Scorpios are going to meet new people that you can actually, you know, get to know a little bit, you know. So far, y'all are heading towards that type of relationship where you and the person, y'all going to do some talking, because you're going to like what it is that what is presented to you. But the only thing now is that, do they pass the sniff test? You know, can they withstand the test of time and still be the people who they are? But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. So far, what it is that I'm seeing for you Scorpios is that, again, y'all are on the verge of actually getting to relationships, okay? I know it seemed like things are boring, you know what I mean, potentially, right? But it shouldn't be boring, because this was just kind of like the hiatus, the break from what it is to come. So that's pretty much it. I'm trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers. I have 6,660. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.